Okay, happy Monday and welcome to the Embarcadero Community Webcast. This is David I, and let's get started. Lots of news to recap from last week, lots of articles, lots of events taking place, and of course, as always, the going through some of the questions that are coming up on the Embarcadero community site. Last week, we announced that we're acquiring Castalia and Usertility from 2Desk Software. Castalia is an IDE plugin for Delphi, and it's going to be extended for C++ Builder as well. And Usertility is an easy-to-use component for VCL and FireMonkey that allows developers to track and analyze the app usage for the applications you develop and deploy to your users. So check out the press release and more to come in the future as well. Castalia for Delphi is immediately available for RAD Studio XE7, Delphi XE7, and Usertility will be available for new subscribers in the future. We also put out a press release about developing the Internet of Things and how to connect up the Misfit Shine Fitness and Sleep Monitor. So check out that article on the Embarcadero News. Our coverage and our support for the Internet of Things and the recent survey that we did has been picked up by many additional magazines, including eWeek magazine and SD Times. So people are watching what we're doing and what you're able to do today in XE7, connecting to devices, gadgets, wearables, and the Internet of Things using the REST interfaces, as well as the Bluetooth support and Bluetooth LE support. Also, we've released a style pack for App Method and for RAD Studio for Android 5.0 or Lollipop. So there's information on Serena's blog about how to go to the registered user download area and grab that style pack, and you can then apply the styles to your FireMonkey applications and have the Android 5 look and feel in your apps today. We have lots of events coming up for database tools and for developer tools. In the developer area, again, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we have ongoing events this quarter. On Tuesday are the developer skill sprints. On Thursday are the FireDAC developer skill sprints. And on Friday are our technology partner spotlight. And this week, I'm also doing a webinar in our RAD in Action series, Revolutionary UI Development with Fire UI. That's on Wednesday, January 28th at 6 a.m., 11 a.m., and 5 p.m. We're going to go over all the great things you can do to build multi-device applications and the user interfaces using XE7. And I'll be with you for the whole day on the 28th. The developer skill sprints every Tuesday. This week, it's customizing the look and feel of your UI elements. That's on Tuesday at 6 a.m., 11 a.m., and 5 p.m. We've also added the previous skill sprint that took place last week on the list here of the replays. So here's the building multi-device apps, which Serena did last Tuesday. We also have a playlist for all the developer skill sprints, and you can see the most recent ones, again, building native multi-device apps. So they show up in the skill sprint playlist on the Embarcadero TechNet YouTube channel first, and then they also get put to the landing page. Also on Thursday, we have the FireDAC series of developer skill sprints. This week is monitoring and tracing in your database applications. So come and join us at 6 a.m., 11 a.m., and 5 p.m. We also have a playlist. So the first one was last week with Pavel Glavatsky. It was an introduction to FireDAC. So there's the URL. And again, you can go to the Embarcadero TechNet and see the different playlists. We're also including the FireDAC skill sprints in the developer skill sprints playlist. So you can find them in both places. And again, this was what Pavel did last week.
Introduction to FireDAC. My name is Pavel Głowacki. I'm working for Embarcadero as EMEA Technical Lead for Developer Tools. And today I'm going to present the first in a series of FireDAC skill sprints. So technologies presented in this demonstration works with the latest version of RAD Studio XE7, and also are available as part of App Method. The latest version of App Method is September release. FireDAC is a database access platform that make it possible to create applications for both VCL Windows and FireMonkey multi-device applications in both Object Pascal language and C++ language.
So that's just a quick look at that. We also on each Friday, have the Embarcadero Technology Partner Spotlight. Last week, Ray Konopka was the first partner to present. He presented on CodeSite, Inspect, Ray's components, and his new Radiant Shapes FMX components. This coming Friday, we have Developer Express, Dev Express, with their VCL controls. And again, we have a playlist for the Technology Partner Spotlight. Here's the first one with Ray Software. Let's just go and take a quick listen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ray Konopka, and today we're kicking off the Embarcadero Partner Showcase Series with my company, Ray Software. Ray Software was founded back in February of '95, 1 week before the official launch of Delphi 1. So like Delphi, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary coming up next month. And since that time, we've been committed to creating high-quality, innovative products specifically focused on developers. And as we go through and provide an overview of our various products, I think by the end of it, you'll really see that that is indeed what our focal point is we want to make the experience for developers to be much more productive when they're using our tools.
And again, Ray spends about 20, 25 minutes, and then we have the live Q&A at the end going through and demoing each of the developer technologies from Ray Software. Now, we always have the articles and tips and tricks and tutorials, so check out the article menu. Again, tutorial, tips and tricks, database articles, support articles, and Embarcadero news links that will show up there, so you can select from those. And here's some of the recent blog posts that members of our team have been doing. One in particular that Marco blogged about last week is there's a beta hotfix for high quality forms on iOS. So this quality property now supports the higher resolution graphics that you'll see on the newer devices in the iOS world. So again, you can go to Code Central and grab that item. Each week, we take a look at some of the recent questions that have shown up, and more keep showing up. So we find them and get answers. People doing great things as far as replying and voting. We encourage people to vote for the best answer. But let's take a look at a couple of the items that came up. Michael was asking a couple different things, was having a couple issues with Apple menus in his multi-device application with Delphi XE7. Stephen Ball helped him. Serena talking about a blog that Jacob Thurman did about TwoDesk about using OS X APIs directly from Delphi. So you can check out the link down there in the reply from Serena. And then Michael also was trying to figure out how he could set shortcuts, especially certain kinds of shortcuts in the OS X menu. In particular, he wanted to be able to have the command or snowflake on a Macintosh and then a choice afterwards. And one of the community members, Werewolf, said, okay, well, you can use the text to shortcut method, give it a command plus something else. So you wanted command comma, for example. Serena also pointed to some references in the doc wiki. So checking those out. And again, the text to shortcut, the first one for Windows would be something like Control P, and for Macintosh, Command, and then the comma. But that was in the doc wiki. What we go down here, I found out that there's a couple issues, and I've asked for the doc to be updated to make sure that we're doing the right thing and showing you how to work with Windows and with the Macintosh. And in particular, I had a workaround for Michael, which was to set the menu shortcut to something like Command J with no shift at design time. Just put that in there, and then in your on form create, then call, just as Werewolf had mentioned, set the menu shortcut for the menu item you want to be text to shortcut SMKCCM plus a comma, and that will make sure that you can have that command comma. In the Object Inspector, there are some predefined shortcuts, command letters, shift command letters, command function keys, and so on. But there isn't an exhaustive list in the Object Inspector for all the other punctuation characters. But again, you can do that in code. And then I put an event handler on the menu click and showed that, sure enough, after the on create, I could hit command comma, and the menu if shortcut was correct and showed up correctly in the display, and that the click by hitting the keyboard shortcut also would fire the event handler for menu item click. So check out Michael's question in the answers area and scroll down, and you can just grab the code. I even tell you where these different constants are defined in FMX const, And also down here where where the text to shortcut method is, it's in fmx.helpers.mac. That's where the code is implemented. There's a Windows version as well for helper functions for shortcuts for menu items for fmx.helpers.win. And then the interfaces are defined inside of the Platform Win and Platform Mac. You need an action list. The action list allows you to choose some of the default file menu items for exit and hide other windows, hide this window. Some of those are default actions that you can choose by using the action list and then choosing from the standard action list. So lots of information there about how to do specialized menu shortcut handling. Let's go back and take a look quickly and see if there's anything else to take a look at. Okay, combo box. We covered last time, I think, things like look and feel and making sure that you get the right style set for each platform, again, in a multi-device application. So in FireMonkey, what you want to do is you want to drop a T-style book on your form and then switch to each of the multi-device target views in the designer and set the style book property. And again, because of the form inheritance, when you build for Android, it'll take the style for the style book. Even though the style book component is in the form, the style book properties that you set will be linked in for each of the different views and platforms that you choose. So you'll want to load a style for Windows. You'll want to load the style you want for OS X, for iOS and Android. And then when you build a Windows app, when you build an OS X app, when you build an iOS app, when you build an Android app, it will link in through form stream inheritance the right style book and style file settings. You can also decide to load styles, and Serena and others have blog posts about how to load styles from files at runtime. Then you would deploy the style as part of your application deployment and load that style at runtime, maybe on form create or in some other kind of logic. Maybe you'd want to provide several styles for your customers and let them choose the style that they want to use in their own environment. The other thing is we have videos about using the Bitmap Style Designer to create these style files, as well as how we create our own premium styles that you can download from the registered user download area. But we have lots of blog posts about how to load a style either at design time, from a resource, or from a file at runtime. Now, if you don't put a style book, when a FireMonkey multi-device application is built, we will link in the default style in all of the resolutions required for each of the platforms that you build an application for. So our style files have the resolution that you need on each of those platforms. If it's on iOS, those resolutions, and on Android, the 1, 2, 3x, and so on, style resolutions. And what had happened here is, I think Joe said, gee, he dropped the list box down, he put a style on it, and it wasn't getting the correct style. And again, to create a new Android style, you should use the Bitmap Style Designer, then load the style book in your application. And again, the Style Designer provides the templates at a starting point, allows you to create the custom styles for all 4 of the supported resolutions. And in her answer, she's got all of the links to blog posts, DocWiki, and an article on the community site about FireMonkey styles. And then you can, when you're logged in, you can go and vote for an answer. So let me log in. And you log in with the same username and password that you used in Community 2.0 or EDN, and then you get to it. And once you're logged in, you can do additional capabilities. For example, vote for an answer that you think is the best answer. Serena goes on to make sure that you're using the styles in the Style Designer that's either built in the ID or the Bitmap Style Designer. This is where she talks about making sure that you set for each of the created views, that you set the style book information for each of your platforms for the style for Windows Desktop, Mac, iOS, and Android, and follow the notes from Serena when you want to do custom style book loading. So let's also vote for this follow-on. answer that Serena did. You can take part, leave comments. We encourage all of you to use the answers area in Community 3.0. You can post comments and questions in our web forums as well. But the nice thing about using the answers is everybody can chime in with the answer, and people can vote for the best answer. I also just want to remind everybody that we have some special offers this quarter on XE7 for both Rad Studio, Delphi XE7, and C++ Builder XE7. Upgrade to XE7, get the upgrade price, the free bonus pack, which includes premium styles and the ebook by Marco Cantu, Media Converter, and Castalia for Delphi, 2014.11, that version. For those of you that are on XE2 and earlier, we have a special offer for you. You don't qualify anymore for the upgrade price. That's 3 releases back, but you can get the update price moving from earlier versions of our products by purchasing the upgrade with 1 year of support and maintenance. And then you'll get all the tools in the latest versions. So upgrades between January 12th and March 31st. Purchase the upgrade license, 1 year support, and then you will get the upgrade price right now for the Pro, Enterprise, Ultimate, and Architect editions. So check out the RAD offer page to see all the details about special offers, bonus packs. Also, we've got another special. If you upgrade from Professional to Enterprise, if you're using the Professional, you'll receive a 10-user deployment license for Enterprise Mobility Services. So several developers have said to us, well, I like EMS, but some of the customers I work with are small businesses. They only might have 5 users or so. By moving to the Enterprise Edition, which includes support for DataSnap multi-tier and for the new Enterprise Mobility Services EMS server and deployment, if you upgrade between January 20th and March 31st, you'll get the 10-user deployment license, $1,000 US value. And you can start deploying to some of your customers' small businesses. So check out all the details about moving up from Professional to Enterprise Edition and take advantage of the EMS middleware. We have lots of sessions at Code Rage 9 about EMS, both in the Object Pascal track and in the C++ track. So if you haven't looked at EMS, go take a look at those sessions that took place in the recent Code Rage 9. So just want to remind you, the Embarcadero community is a place where lots of things are happening, where you can keep up to date on news, technical tips, tutorials, support information, upcoming events in the community calendar. If you want to see all the upcoming events, just click on the upcoming events header of the events, and it shows just the most recent or upcoming few. But you can go and see that we've got events scheduled out. Now even some live events where we're going to be at the PASS Summit in October. We're going to be at DAMA Day in New York in May 21st. Delphi Developer Days in Chicago. We talked about that last week with Kerry Jensen, Loy Anderson. That's Monday, April 13th and 14th. And Jim McKeith will be there to greet everybody who comes to the Developer Days Chicago. And he's going to be doing a community event at the same location the evening of Monday, April 13th. Hopefully we'll see you this week at the Developer Skill Sprints on Tuesday, my Rad in Action Fire UI on Wednesday, the FireDAX Skill Sprints on Thursday, and Dev Express on the Embarcadero Technology Partner Spotlight this Friday. And that's the Embarcadero Technology Webcast for this week on January 26, 2015. We'll see you again next Monday.